pause. If you're waiting for perfect timing, you might miss the real window. For steady investors, some of the cleanest opportunities show up when the market gets tired. Fewer bidding wars, more negotiation. Today, we'll use Phoenix as a model, not to hype one city, but to build a checklist you can reuse across the U.S. The 2025 to 2026 backdrop looks like a slow market. Many owners still hold older, cheaper mortgages, so they don't want to move, and inventory stays tight. At the same time, rates stayed high enough through late 2025 to keep buyers cautious. Transactions slow, sellers become more flexible, and the advantage shifts to people who can underwrite calmly and consistently. In this environment, you win by being prepared, not by being fast. Phoenix is a good case study because it shifted from rush back to math. Platforms differ, but direction is consistent. More normal than the 2022 peak. You'll see more price discovery, more time on market, and fewer situations where you must waive everything just to compete. Translation: less frenzy and more room for steady buyers who do real numbers on vacancy, expenses, and repairs. One practical tip: track 3 signals each week in your target zip codes: new listings, price reductions, and days on market. When reductions rise and days on market stretch, sellers start listening to clean, well-documented offers. That's where steady investors do their best work. Before you talk neighborhoods, lock in one thing: demand drivers. Ask, who is the typical renter or buyer, and why do they stay? In Phoenix, the answer often connects to job nodes, healthcare, universities, logistics, and the cost gap versus more expensive metros. If your demand story is vague, it's growing, or it's popular, your deal is fragile. If it's specific, your decisions get easier and your mistakes get smaller. In 6 minutes, you'll have a 30-day plan and 5 stress tests to copy. Now the framework. 3 filters to eliminate most listings quickly. 1. Demand you can explain in 1 sentence. Jobs, schools, healthcare, universities, logistics. 2. Supply you can measure, nearby deliveries, vacancy, and whether the pipeline is rising or cooling over the next 12 months. 3. Downside protection, cash reserves, conservative rent assumptions, and at least 1 Plan B exit. Stable long-term rental or resale to an owner-occupant. If it fails a filter, I pass. Deals are like buses. Missing one is fine. When people ask which area, I don't shout a neighborhood name. I look for structure, job nodes, commuting corridors, and daily life demand. Use East Valley versus Central versus West Valley only as a map. Then drill down. Ask, where do tenants work? How sticky is the school district? And what does traffic look like on a normal weekday? I'd rather buy boring but explainable than hot but fragile. 3 asset types often fit steady investors. First, single-family rentals in established neighborhoods, simpler maintenance, and a wide resale buyer pool. Second, small multifamilies, roughly 4 to 20 units, where 1 vacancy doesn't wipe out your income. Third, older Class B apartments with selective renovations. Fix what matters. Improve operations. Avoid showy upgrades. Choose the one you can operate consistently for years. A great deal you can't manage is not a great deal. Here's the sober part. Recent multifamily supply has been heavy, and that can pressure rents in the short run. You may see concessions in certain sub-areas. Don't panic, adjust underwriting, and stay selective. Also, separate single-family from multifamily in your thinking. Single-family supply is often constrained by homeowners who won't sell, while multifamily can swing more with new deliveries. That's why your assumptions should match the asset type, not the headlines. In a slow market, terms can matter more than price. A deal that looks okay can become solid with the right structure. Inspection credits, repair agreements, a longer due diligence window, or a rate buy-down where it makes sense. Your job is to turn unknowns into knowns. If the seller won't let you verify the basics, rent comps, insurance quotes, Major systems. Walk. Confidence comes from verification, not optimism. And on negotiation, keep it professional. Use an inspection summary, contractor estimates, and insurance quotes as your evidence packet. You're not arguing, you're pricing risk. The calmer you are, the more likely you get credits and repairs without drama. Now the part that keeps you safe. 5 stress tests. If one fails, I walk. 1. Can it survive one extra vacancy month per year? 2. Use today's expenses, insurance, property tax, maintenance, not last year's. 3. Reserve for roof, HVAC, and unit turns first, then talk cash flow. 4. Assume conservative rent growth. Start with 0 to 2% until supply clearly cools. 5. Debt risk. If refinancing terms are averaged later, do you still stay healthy? Educational only, not personal advice. Risks. Briefly. Phoenix heat increases wear on roofs and HVAC. Don't underestimate maintenance. Water policy and utility costs are long-term variables. Learn the local reality before you commit. HOA restrictions, short-term rental rules, and obvious deferred maintenance can turn a good deal into constant friction. Add one more. Properties that only look good because taxes or insurance were underestimated. Get real quotes early. Here's a simple 30-day plan. Step 1. Pick 2 submarkets and 1 property type. Don't spread wide. Step 2. Speak with a local property manager and collect real rent comps and real expense ranges, including typical leasing fees and repair expectations. Step 3. Write your financing terms down, then only analyze deals that pass your stress tests. Step 4. When you find a qualified deal, negotiate like it's 2025. Credits, repair terms, or a longer due diligence window. Final checklist before you go under contract. Verify rent comps, verify insurance, verify taxes, verify major systems, and verify your exit plan. Then, stop overthinking. Don't predict the market control selection, underwriting, and negotiation. See you next time.